From Major Label Debut Podcast Network, this is MLD News. I am your host, your anchor, if you will. My name is Graham Wright, and joining me, as always, is Major Label Debut producer, my good friend, John Paul Bullock. John Paul, do you think we need to start calling this something other than news, given the frequency with which we are talking about things that are not strictly breaking journalist news?
Absolutely not. MLD News forever. Also, hello, Graham.
Hello.
Also, the topic of today's podcast is something very urgent, as it will be happening tomorrow from when we're recording this, but today from when you, amazing listener, are consuming this with your ears. And so as soon as this hits whatever podcast platform that you're on, I urge you to turn on your computer or your handheld device of some kind and rush over to the Julien's auction site for what, Graham?
For the Florian Schneider collection. Florian Schneider, of course, best known as a founding member of the Dusseldorfian electronic music group Kraftwerk, who themselves are, of course, best known for contributing a sample to the hit Coldplay song Talk.
No.
I believe they're most and perhaps only known for their work with the great band Coldplay.
The sorrow that just filled my heart as you said that. It's just genuine pain. It was like a large spear that just came through my body. The Coldplay spear that you have there in the back. It's like when a Jedi has it just sort of radiated out like a lightsaber, and just I've been cleaved in half like Darth Maul.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is
you
with
are.
me. And by the Force, I mean Chris Martin's aura. We are knit together like Kylo Ren and Rey. We've been watching a lot of Star Wars in my home. You want to give a real capsule summary of the great life and legacy of Kraftwerk, one of the most influential music groups literally ever?
I mean, what is there to say? Honestly, the profound originators of so many electronic music ideas, pretty much flawless discography, still continuing. I think to this day, I think they're still doing it without him.
Yeah.
But I saw him twice. I saw them once at Disney Hall and once at Coachella, and it's endlessly enjoyable. The best. I mean, they did a thing that sort of one of one, right? They could not be copied, but everybody bit a little piece off, and they, it's really truly are one of the most important musical acts in history. And this guy's collection of stuff, thanks again to the good people at Julien's, I can ghoulishly paw through this man's stuff, and this man's stuff is gorgeous. Like it is, It's truly, I know that David Lynch, that I have a more intimate relationship with David Lynch's art. But I think in part because of the way that Kraftwerk's whole aesthetic is so cold and distant. I don't connect to it as directly, but, going through this, I connected to his objects more in a lot of ways than I did to the David Lynch stuff.
I know what you mean. It's certainly more recognizable to me, well, needless to say, as the contents of a recording studio. And so there's just a lot more music stuff that I understand versus Lynch's more broad, shall we say, collection.
More coffee-based.
Yeah. There's also, though, as befits a German electronic genius, there's also a lot of beautiful mid-century furniture. There's I don't want to give away my picks, but there's an ashtray that I've got my eye on.
Ooh, okay. All right. So if we've both given ourselves the assignment of picking 3 objects from this auction that we're definitely going to bid on tomorrow, and to see if we were going to definitely win, endanger ourselves
This is
financially.
our wish list. This is like, we're like OnlyFans girls, and this is our Amazon wish list for any benefactors out there who Christmas is coming. And
Christmas is coming. We've both been very
wants
good.
To bid $1,000 for an Art Deco floor ashtray stand with red no smoking sticker applied to the base from the personal collection of Kraftwerk founding member Florian Schneider, I will DM you my shipping information after you win it for me.
Okay. Let's just get to it. Tell me your number 3 pick.
My number 3 pick, I like this going in reverse. I will not actually pick the ashtray. My number 3 pick is this KL violin horn, which is a sort of almost like Whoville looking fandangler sort of instrument. It's 1 part violin, 1 part trumpet, and 1 part water bong, it looks like. And, it's sort of obviously intended to amplify the sound of the string instrument of the violin through these glass horns. And I'm sure I can look up on YouTube what this sounds like, but right now I'm just imagining it. And I was going to say something amazing about Kraftwerk that's so, I don't even know how accessible this is to any musician anymore, is they committed to tape just this plethora of brand new sounds that have never been heard by the people that listen to it, let alone incorporated into art, into music. And I look at this thing, and although it's not a synthesizer, it's not the kind of, electronics that I might associate with Kraftwerk, it's clearly unique and beautiful and strange. And although I am no violinist, I would like to buy this and try to learn it, and if not, smoke weed out of it.
I want that for you very badly. My number 3 pick is the exact opposite of what you were saying, which is I've gone for lot 162, which is the Moog vocoder that was part of Kling Klang Studios, and it is a black box with a dozen or more red patch cables coming out of it. That is the thing that I would have thought that this man had in his life, just was surrounded by.
Yes.
And also because it's Moog, and it's like, that is the synth brand that I have the most warm feelings towards. I just want that. I have no reason for it. It is wildly outdated technology that exists. You can do a version of this, I think now on like GarageBand, you can do a vocoder.
Yeah, there's probably an app for it that you can talk through your phone
just get a fun
real time
for free that just tracks your location everywhere you're going and gives it to the Canadian government. But yeah, that's what I want. That's my number 3 pick. What's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is a little bit of a weird piece, and it's another thing that its entire purpose is wildly obviated by like the most simple computer recording system from honestly the last 20 years. It's the high and low pass filter. I believe this is lot number 178. And all this is, it's from 1950. It is an enormous, it's a tripod stand with this humongous box that has 2 faders on it, and it's an EQ.
Yeah.
You can make it sound a little more high or a little more low. And I'm just so fascinated by technology like this, which it's from 1950. The serial number is 36. It's the 36th one. And it's totally passive, and just it's full of electrical components as they were able to construct them and control them in 1950 that will, using electricity, change the sound of the music or whatever audio input you're putting through it. And it's a beautiful object. I bet that it imparts a barely tangible sonic quality that I could really convince myself made a huge difference. And it's just an artifact of a time, and so many things on this auction are like this. It's an artifact of a time when everything about creating sound was a process. I now have like a 1 million band EQ probably on this microphone right now as I talk to you on a podcast that I chose a preset and set it and forget it. This stuff is not complicated. Any stereo system with a treble and bass knob is doing basically the same thing. But there was a time when you needed a whole special unit if you wanted to high pass a little bit of your music, and that's nearer and dearer to my heart than just about anything at this point. So that would be my pick. Current bid $1,000. What's your number 2?
Well, before we get there, I was going to say, I wonder how many of these beautiful old objects also have like dangerous components inside them. Like if you touch the box, there's like the kill diode or whatever.
But it's perfectly encased in 50 years of like secondhand smoke tar buildup, so it's entirely neutralized as long as you never clean it.
There you go. So my second is lot number 62, which is it's like sort of the industrial design object of my dreams. It is a metal clipboard that has handwritten notes from the studio on it. And it's just like so sweet and intimate for a person who's, obviously a real person and made incredibly sensitive, thoughtful art. It is, it also has the kind of clean lines and harshness and distance that I was talking about earlier. So I think it's like a perfect encapsulation of what this guy's thing was, maybe. I mean, as to the extent in which I know him and he presented his identity to the public. It's also just very, I don't know if this is being stereotypical or whatever, but like German seeming from the period. Like it has a kind of brutal functionality to it that I respect. Fear,
it looks
maybe.
Like, yeah, back when people still gave a shit about the aesthetic quality of their phones, they would always be trumpeting about buddy Joni Ive, who designed all the Apple products, and there would always be these glossy articles about here's all the beautiful German Braun radios and razors or whatever that inspired him, and the clipboard really looks like the kind of thing that inspired the design of an ill-fated $8,000 Macintosh Pro.
Yeah,
that
and
I wanted.
Totally. And at the end of the day, it's also just like an artist who has made notes to help him make his art, which I think with just a pencil on a piece of paper.
And those things in a recording studio are as much a part of the aura of the place as the equipment is. And sometimes more so, because as the artist, you're probably interacting with your clipboard multiple times a day compared to your high pass, low pass EQ machine, which, might be more of a once a weeker.
All right. What's your number one?
My number one, not just in this auction, but in terms of instruments that I want and have wanted for as long as I can remember, is lot number 3, the 1930s Telefunken Volks Tritonium, which is sort of like before synthesizers, there was this really, really bizarre early electronic instrument. It doesn't actually say, it says 1930s, doesn't say the exact year, but this is a, pre-war or war era machine that it looks kind of like an Enigma machine or something. And it was probably built by some of the same people.
Cracking a code of some kind.
And it's just this beautiful wood box with some knobs, and then this long sort of metal depressible strip that, depending on where you press it, creates this incredibly, people talk about like the warmth of analog synthesis. I've never heard a warmer sound than what one of these old machines puts out. I think it's mostly tube-based. I follow a guy on Instagram, I think his name is Ludovic, who is a Tritonium composer, and it doesn't matter what you play on it, it just sounds like no other instrument. It sounds like the pad of my dreams, and I've always felt that way, and I've always wanted one, but they are wildly rare, and as far as I know, there's no, modern equivalent or God forbid soft synth that duplicates it. So current bid $8,000 with time still to go. So I'm not holding my breath for it, but if anyone out there wants to buy me any Tritonium, I won't say no.
I think that would be amazing, and I desperately want you to have it. I if not this one, another one. There's got to be plenty of them right out there in the world. How many?
I don't know about plenty. There are some.
Do you think there's someone who's making?
You could make it. It's 1930s technology, or maybe this is like that meme where it's like I asked my father, a master builder, how long it would take to build this mighty cathedral now, and he said, we don't know how anymore.
All right, okay. I don't know if it is like that actually, but I will.
Josh Hook, if you're editing this, please construct us a Tritonium as a... Josh is, I've noticed, has a lot of free time. He's sitting around twiddling his thumbs all the time.
Just does nothing but time, Josh has got.
So I need him to invent us a Tritonium. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Josh. Please make me one too when we've got the chance. My number one is, so when I was a teenager, I was obviously obsessed with learning to drive. Although it's funny because I keep encountering teens now that don't care about driving at all. But as I got my learner's permit, I started looking around for automobiles that I could afford. And the automobile that I sort of got focused on, especially because, believe it or not, I had very long hair and listened to a lot of classic rock at the time. Let's say that. That's nice. I was very focused on getting a Volkswagen. And two of my friends my friend Lucius had a VW Bug that no matter when you were in it, what time of year, whatever, it always was, the heater was always on and it always smelled like gasoline. And then my friend Todd had like a more kind of mint, it was like a yellow Beetle. It was like Bumblebee from Transformers, getting in my memory of it. And I just remember listening to his cassette copy of Nine Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine a lot in it. But I found a VW bus that was $750.
Woo!
And I got very serious about getting it. And then my parents like confronted me and they were basically like, this is the least safe car there is. It is a sheet of metal that is about a 1/4 inch thick at the front and nothing else. And you will die in this car. And I was like, but I want a car. And they were like, chill out, figure out something better, which I did eventually. But this 1964 lot number 441, it is currently $35,000. It is painted, I don't know how would you call it, industrial gray.
It looks like it was built out of spare submarine parts.
The Kostenwagen panel van, type 2/T1. It is glorious. The color is a specific shade of gray, painted like that is associated with the band. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but is it I got their signature color, which I love. That's a thing.
Gray.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a World War II battleship.
Yeah.
And it is. I looked at it has a. It was literally inspected and was okayed for the road in 2023.
Okay.
It is glorious, and in our OnlyFans style asks, if you can get it to the United States, you have to purchase the $35,000 van and then arrange for its shipping across the world and get it to the United States. I will drive it every day for a year. If so, I will drive it. I will find a place to park it, not on the street, and I will drive it every day for a year. And I will take a picture of myself in this car, rain or shine, and I will send it to you as thanks for purchasing this van for me.
The ball is in your court, listeners.
Thank you.
The whole auction is really worth looking at. It's full of musical instruments. It's full of wind instruments. There are tons of weird saxophones and like trumpa saxophones and, a lot of Who instruments. There are a number of sharp suits, shoes. There's a lot of hats that all look like Tim Robinson hats. It's it's like all his stuff. It just seems like it's like they unlock the door to his studio and everything is for sale, including, and I said this about the Lynch thing too, but I'm also always tickled when I come across stuff in here that has no fancy old aesthetic, value, where it's like, oh, this is the Edirol MIDI controller that I also had in 2003 with my first home recording setup, and, purely utilitarian and, only at $200 compared to the rest of the stuff. But if you had someone over and said, this MIDI controller used to belong to Kraftwerk, they would not be impressed, nor would they believe it. Like, it looks like you bought it at Savers Value Village for 45 cents.
you would know, and you could go to bed every night just feeling the warmth of that object in your home.
And I would do it.
I please let us know if you like these Julien's auctions recaps. Julien's, this is providing me a lot of joy, and I want to know, I will do this more frequently if you want. But like these two back to back, they've literally provided me hours of pleasure looking through people's dead man's objects. So
it's worth celebrating the rare occasion where the internet affords us a little bit of delight and something new. And I think that, my whole life, and I'm sure yours too, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners, that's probably why we do this podcast, has been spent yearning to peek behind the curtains, to say, oh, what does Radiohead's studio look like inside? Show me one snapshot and I'll spend all day poring over, oh, is that a Telecaster? And to now get these, not just this full list of all the items, but these glorious HD multi-angle auction photographs of every single piece of gear in David Lynch's collection, in Florian Schneider's collection, is just, it's a real joy for me as a nerd about this kind of thing. And if you too are a nerd, and I suspect our demographic skews heavily in that direction, then this is your kind of thing. And there's like hundreds of items to look at that we didn't even get to talking about today. So check it out.
This is true. This is news. We should
get kickbacks from Florian's.
Sure.
Not Florian's. What's it called?
Julien's.
Julien's
and Florian. We should get
everyone send me kickbacks. Everyone should send me kickbacks. What's with this?
The surviving members of Kraftwerk. Let's send you. Yes. I want to say Kraftwerk because that's how I usually say it. But you came on strong with the correct pronunciations of things, and I'm inspired by your ability to do that.
Also, I read on Florian Schneider's Wikipedia page a citation needed rumor that his departure from Kraftwerk was precipitated by a dispute over a bicycle pump. That seems like it's probably not true, but also if it's true of anyone, it does seem like it would be true of a German person. So
I love that.
It was like a really nice bicycle pump,
Yeah. Well, go listen to as many of those records as you can in a row. And
X and Y is the Coldplay album with talk on it. It's their third record. We'll discuss it more on a Rush of Pod to the Head.
On a Rush of Pod to the Head, can we alternate Coldplay and Kraftwerk records and talk about the unique parallelisms between the two? Write a college thesis about it.
Yes, we'll do a special episode. The resonance. Well, this has been a delight. I'm glad you suggested this. I hope someone else decides to auction off their beautiful collection via...
I'm sure they will. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it too. And thank you for giving me a reason to spend more time looking on this website.
All benefactors, feel free to reach out to Major Label Debut via any of our social medias with your Cash App transfers or your Volkswagen bus delivery details.
Schedule for...
It looks seaworthy. That's all I'm saying. I think we can...
It does. It looks clean. It looks
very clean. So that's today's MLD news. I think you have been... And so, yeah, right now, if you're listening to this the day it comes out, go to the auction. Because I don't even know if the website will stay there tomorrow. If not, this is now the only place.
Yes.
Register to bid. Get that ashtray. John Paul, thank you so much. It's such a delight to pod with you every day, better than the last.
Thank you, Graham. I feel the exact same way.
Major Label Debut is produced by John Paul Bullock, as well as Josh Hook, who is currently busily constructing synthesizers for us. Josh, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Our theme music is by the great Greg Alsop, whose studio contents I will one day auction off, and we'll do a very special episode.
I like the idea that you will live longer than Greg. No way.
Oh, no. I'm going to do it like next year. I'm just going to go out there when he's not home, and I'm going to sell all his stuff on the internet. And I'll split the money with him. He'll be fine. He doesn't need it. It'll be cool. We'll do an episode about it. Greg, we love you. Major Label Debut is, of course, accessible via all the various socials media. Get at us, DM us with suggestions, requests, comments, and again, shipping information for our Christmas gifts. We will jam on the instruments you send us. That'll be what we do for you. And that's today's Major Label Debut. But of course, as always, the show will return with more tales, news, analysis, and commerce from the intersection of art and commerce. So long.
Kraftwerk forever. Rest in peace, Florian.
You can take a picture of something you see.
No.